heard that right. I was playing against the #1 ranked chess player in England, Grandmaster David Howell. David is a 3 times British champion and he has peaked over 2,700 in FIDE rating, which makes him a super grandmaster. Now, he was joking around saying that he doesn't compete in chess in the same way as he used to and that therefore I would have a chance. I was playing in a bar and it was an event hosted by Four Corner Club, which is an amazing chess club in London, and chess.com. And as you can see, there were so many people there that had gone there to play chess and have a great time, and that's exactly what I was doing too. But my great time was about to be a very difficult time playing against such a strong player. We were talking from everything from heaven to earth, and he said that he started to feel old, and I said that he shouldn't feel old, and then we were giving each other some positive words of encouragement, he for my chess and me for his age. He's not old, he's 35, he's not old at all. But anyways, that's not the point of the story. What happened was that I realized that if I am able to get a good game against David Howell, I will be able to get a good game against anybody in that bar because he's literally the #1 in the whole country. So I got really excited about this, and after a little bit more of a chat, we shook hands and I made my first move, 1d4, my favorite move of all time.
I don't remember any openings. I used to play.
He said he doesn't remember any openings, but when David says this, I don't believe him. He went b6, which is a little bit of a just trying to get a system opening and not such a theoretical thing. So we had Mike Klein, who was sitting next to us, looking at the game and giving some smiles, seeing the opening that David had chosen here.
I got a merit in grading piano.
What is that?
I played the piano very badly.
Okay.
That's the stereotype.
Because they always say music.
He said that my move was good, and that made me very happy. But now he was taking up the center by playing d5.
Well,
This is a very dodgy line for black.
is it?
Don't try it at home.
So what happens if I take?
You find out.
I took the pawn. And then he told me that knight f3 is the other move, which made me realize that knight f3 was probably the better move.
Knight f3 to prevent this.
I blundered a pawn, Anna. I blundered a pawn.
I know further.
I knew he hadn't blundered a pawn, and I did not want to take that pawn and double up my pawn structure. So instead, we traded a little bit of pawns. I, for a second, thought about how I should take back, but it just made sense to take back with the pawn. But the problem was that now he had this check, bishop b4 check, and I didn't like this because after bishop d2, I thought that I was going to lose a pawn, as if I take back with the queen, I lose the pawn on e4, and if I take back with the knight, I lose the pawn on d4. So I realized that I was now in a pickle. Was I going to take with the king against the best chess player in England? That just felt too risky.
I am never gonna not go knight f3 anymore.
I realized that I learned my lesson and that I definitely should go knight f3 before e4.
I think so.
You're fooling me. I don't trust anything you say, David. You're such a bluff. You know, today I played against Dennis, and he sacrificed his queen and said that this was an interesting line, and he was just losing, but I believed that it was an interesting line. No.
Chess players and deceitful.
All you grandmasters do the same things.
You should have learned when you went on traitors, like on the TV show.
But I didn't. I respect you too much, David.
You're too honest.
I respect you too much. Okay, so
Double parked.
She's my beer money. She just facts.
okay, so I will do a check as well.
I decided to check him to see where he would go to cover that check, and I really quickly wanted to get my king out of the trouble of staying in the center. He pushed his pawn, threatening my bishop, and I now had to find a place to move it.
I put a little ox.
Surrounded by drunks.
Well, okay. I suppose I have.
I decided to go bishop c4 because I wanted to point towards his f7 pawn, and I was now trying to go bishop takes f7 and then knight g5 check. So I was trying to trick him, but never try to trick a grandmaster because they will never fall for it.
Long time ago. I definitely haven't been preparing all my life. I'll take this.
He took my knight to destroy my pawn structure even more.
I don't like this, David.
sorry.
You should be.
The thing is, I've watched so many of your videos, I know your style. I know what's going to annoy you.
David was saying that he knew my chess style by watching all my videos. But I knew that that was not even required for him to get a good position against me. My time was ticking, but I was going to give this a fight. I was going to give this the best fight of my life, and I was very proud of this move because now if he takes my queen, I'll take back with the pawn and my pawn structure will be nice. And he was impressed by this plan.
Yeah, I like it.
I had
Okay,
to.
I'll wait.
You'll wait?
I'll wait.
I will not let you wait forever.
I was now getting excited because I realized that I was forcing him to wait and be a little bit stuck in this position, and I was trying to come up with a really creative idea.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm gonna do it.
He kept saying this is a cool move, which made me very excited.
That's a good move.
Two rooks.
I'm such a boring player. I always tell myself I want to attack, and then I end up in these end games, and it's like 100 moves
But you
every
know,
time.
you may be a boring player, but you're a fun person, David, so it all matches.
I know your mum would take, so caught up.
Whenever someone says that they're a boring player, I always just translate it to that means you're a good chess player. So when David kept saying that, I just thought that those are the words of a very strong chess player. Because sometimes the best thing to be is boring in a position. I was trying to activate my king. He did the same. And I wanted to take the center. And I thought, okay, Anna, you're only a pawn down. You have a dream. You have a dream. And you're now going to get to practice endgames with such a strong chess player. That is an honor. The table kept moving around, and I got a bit worried that the drinks were going to fall down. And now all of a sudden, there was a big voice because they were going to do a tournament, a hand and brain tournament. So now that tournament was starting, and we heard the people in the microphone starting to say the teams and everything. And we got really stressed because we thought maybe we can't play anymore. I only had 15 seconds left. He took my rook. I took back. He got his king up, and I wanted to find a place to place my rook. So I was thinking, can I reroute my rook somewhere?
This is quite cool, isn't it?
Trying to pause the clock.
A couple of things.
No, it's your call. It's your call.
Functions that
The video.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Sorry if I'm killing some content at the end of the table there.
Then the guy on the microphone said, sorry if I'm ruining some content at the end of the table there. And then everyone turned around and looked at me and David. I was like, what? We were just playing a game. What's happening? Now everybody's noticing our game. He traded off the pawns in the center. I now found a path for my king to perhaps go king f4, king g5, king h6. I started getting excited about that. But I thought maybe my e5 pawn would become a little bit weak.
Pretty remarkable. I want to shout out a particular gentleman, which is Andy.
He went knight d7. I pushed a pawn.
They're cheering for your move.
David said that people are clapping for my move, but that was not what was happening at all. The knight went back. I now realized that that pawn was going to be lost. I only had 5 seconds left on the clock. I had to find a way. I made a move with just a couple seconds left, and I was trying to bluff and say, maybe this pawn is not hanging, but it really is. And even if I pin the knight and everything, there's not really much that I can do to be annoying because the rook can just go there. And we now were playing very fast, but I was 2 pawns down. And I just told to myself that I was just going to play as fast as I can. But now, after bishop e4, rook d1, my king just didn't really have a lot of places to go to. I threatened the rook. The rook checked. Then another check. I was not threatening to go rook takes f4 and taking the rook. So I kind of saw a little bit of hope. But of course, he didn't fall for that. And after rook d2, I got really sad because my rook was trapped. I had to trade rooks. And then it's a dead lost for me. I cannot defend this whatsoever. And I thought that at this point, with the tournament starting very soon, I should probably resign. And so in this position, I resigned the game. He apologized for being very boring, but I thought that David Howell was very fun. And
Very
Thank you for that as well.
I always love playing chess with him. He's super fun. He's great. I hope you follow him if you don't already. He's an amazing chess commentator. And I really enjoyed this game, even though I got absolutely crushed. But you know what? It is an honor to get crushed by England's #1 chess player. So hope you enjoyed this game, and thank you so much for watching.